Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals in the Champions League today. And we're doing Real Madrid against Man City. Now, there's a couple of other coaching points I'm probably going to make along the way, because there's some things that I can talk about in this in these highlights. Now, as well, if you see some sort of effects that coming in and out on the, that's just because I'm trying to get around some of the copyright strikes that you get when you do a lot of these football videos. And sometimes I just do like almost stop click animation motion just so I can actually try to show you what I'm really trying to show you. Now we're going to show you this first goal here. Now I've been talking about this quite often lately, and I think there's this thing that's crept up, and I saw it probably about 10 years ago coaching, where people, I've been coaching for a long time at that point, where people would just, they weren't playing football anymore. They were just following what their coach had told them, if you understood that. It's like, well, yeah, the coach is saying that because this is what's supposed to happen in football, and he's trying to tell you a nuance, something else to do. So let me give you an example. Right here, here's the goalkeeper, and normally what everyone would do, like I'm saying, like back in the day, they'd shoot from this free kick. No one in the 80s, or is trying to put in a nice little free kick here to knock it in. No, they're smashing it at the goal as hard as they can. That's what they're doing. They're setting up a wall and they're defending it, so the keeper would be ready for that. But nowadays, there's a million different things people are going to do from free kicks, and those million different things people aren't taking into account. It's almost like someone's taken a snapshot of the last 5 years of football and gone, right, if I dive at this point, they get a yellow card. If I do that, and you're seeing it more and more. They're just not playing football. Like here, he leaves this whole side of his goal open, and he has no idea that there could be a little quick shot coming in here for this first goal, which he does. He steps up, bosh. It's not a great shot. It bounces on the ground, goes up over the keeper. To be fair, is it a good shot? Yeah, it's good. It's not great. And what I'm saying by that, I think if he had hit that cleanly, the keeper might have saved it. He had to do that little bounce to get it up over the keeper's hands. I think he couldn't have hit it any other way and score a goal. I think that's the only way he could have done it. I think it's a good, but it's not great, because the keeper still should have been alive to it. And it's such a simple error. And this is the Champions League, boys and girls. This isn't, Rotherham and bloody, some other Muppet teams. Sorry, Rotherham. This is Real Madrid and Man City, and they are letting that goal go in. It's just unacceptable. It really is. And it comes down to the testament, and I always say this, the difference between really good high-level players and low-level players is their concentration levels. And that is a concentration level. Let's get on to the next goal. Before we go on to the next goal, I'm going to try to show you something here why Jack Grealish isn't a world-class player. It's good? Yeah, not world-class. And this will show you right here. So they've won the ball back, Man City have. And Grealish has played at Haaland. Haaland's going to play it back to Grealish for him to score. But let's see if I can get this just right, so I can show you just a little clip and show you why he's not world-class, and someone like Saka would have scored this, a finisher like Jesus, a proper finisher. And that's the difference. If he does this, you're looking at him going, oh, you know what, he's got a bit of everything about him. But he doesn't have this in his locker, and this is one of the skills he's missing. So you can see it's just moved on. Haaland's played the pass now. It's coming straight to Grealish. Now, all he has to do is first time finish that right into the corner there. It's that simple. And this is the skill he doesn't have in his locker. So when he goes to play it, watch, he doesn't. He stops it, and immediately stops it. The whole opportunity is gone, and everyone crowds around him, and he can't get his shot off, and it gets blocked. That's the difference. If he takes that first time, that's going straight into the bottom corner. Man City are up 2-0. He's going, yeah, I've got a good finish in my locker. He doesn't. He has to take that touch. And the problem is, when he takes that touch, he gives everybody the opportunity to tackle him or slow him down, and that's exactly what they do just there. Don't do that. If you want to be a good finisher, when that opportunity happens in the 18-yard box, take the shot. You don't normally get 2 touches in the box. First time, hit it. This is just another worldy strike. There's a couple of worldy strikes that it's kind of hard to show you without getting a copyright strike. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to show you how it ends up happening. Can you see this pocket of space here, right? So you've got a couple of Man City players, and nobody steps up to pressure it, right? Can you see how Real Madrid have kind of got a bit of an overload, where if anyone he can step forward right here. He really can, but he doesn't. And you're going to go, yeah, I know, but if he steps forward, Cash, they're going to play it right back into the space here. Yeah, I get that. But you see how they've created this, like, if you come forward, I'm going to play it in behind you, right? But someone still has to pressure the ball. And here's the reason why. You have to, this is why I go back about AI football again, because people have just done too much, rubbish in football, and they're not actually understanding the main point. If he pressures and wins the ball, the guy can't play it in behind. So if he steps forward and stops this, brilliant. If he doesn't, and the guy shoots and scores, well, he's a muppet, and that's what ends up happening. And that's one of those things in football. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. He has to go forward. Now, if he goes forward and doesn't win the ball and it gets played through and he turns and finishes it, well, he's a muppet for trying to pressure the ball. But he still has to pressure the ball, because that's the important thing. Because if he doesn't, the other person can just smash it into the net box. And as we move this forward, look, everyone stand still. Da, 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 da. Do you see them all jostling, giving this guy here all the time in the world to take a shot? Yes, I know it takes a deflection and it goes in. That's fine. But these players need to come out and pressure the ball, because if they win the ball, all of the danger is gone. There is no other problems. Nothing else happens. And of course, it takes that little deflection, keeps wrong-footed, and it goes in the other side. Let's get on to the next point. Okay, this is the next Real Madrid goal. Now, this comes apart, and everyone's kind of saying, it's no Kyle Walker at the back, but I think it's a Akanji here, and he's no slouch as well, bearing in mind. But it's not the pace that's letting him down here. The difference that Kyle Walker has is the experience and the guile not to let the shot come up, about. So that it is a problem not having Kyle Walker, but it's not just for the pace. That is one thing. But again, say Kyle Walker's a 11 out of 10 on pace. Akanji's probably a 9, and Vinicius Jr. is probably about a 9.5. The difference is the actual the run started early, the ball was set through, the player wasn't quite ready, and then we're off to the races. But this is the point where I think Kyle Walker wins the ball and Akanji doesn't, because of course, look, Akanji does get back, so it's obviously not the issue with pace. It's the fact that when he runs past him, he doesn't get a little toe on the ball, and that's generally what Kyle Walker would do. And also, I know City don't have their first team keeper, but this is pretty poor that he lets it go through. I thought it went through his legs. It doesn't. It kind of goes around the outside. It kind of goes around there. It's such a baby ball, grass cutter finish as well. So slow. Look how slow that is. And it trickles into the net box. Yeah, that pace from Vinicius is devastating on that one side. But it's just the tackling. There's two players there. And I hate it when you have two players defending against one, because it ends up turning out that no one does anything. And they both stand there and watch. And they do. And he passes it into the goal. Let's get on to the next point. Okay, just like I was saying, I can't even say his name. Jack Grealish, I was about to say, right? Isn't world class. Neither is Jude Bellingham. He's great, but he's not world class. Why is that, Cash? Because he's only 20. Give him another 2 years. This guy's going to win the Ballon d'Or, maybe 2 or 3 times, if he stays fit and doesn't get injured. But this is the difference why he's not world class. If this is a world class player right here, he's taking a shot and he's putting that straight in the goal. All he's doing is turning and smashing it straight in the goal. The keeper's gone for a walkabout. But his awareness isn't quite there. He can't quite see it. Or maybe he does see it and he can't quite believe it. But that's the difference of a world-class player. He just takes the turns and smashes it straight into the goal. He doesn't do that. That's why he's not quite world-class. Is he great? Yeah, great. We're not establishing that. But then what he ends up doing is, look, going for a bit of dribble into. Why are you dribbling it? Shoot! Kick it into the goal! He doesn't want to. Yeah, but there we go. Let's get on to the next point. As we're talking about wrong decisions made by Real Madrid players, here's another one from Vinicius Jr. He's made a great run across here. This little wee man's passed him the ball, and all he wants to do is get it ball back, and he can slot it in. If this is a Man City player, he is not taking this shot. He is looking for the extra pass to make sure the goal goes in. Vinicius Jr., you know what? He's probably had, 25 of these shots and scored 7, so he thinks he can do it. Right, backs his ability. Don't mind that, but also the guy that started the run, gave you the ball, give it back to him, let him get his goal. Let's get on to the next point. Just as I've paused this before the Foden goal, you can already see how much space he's got here to receive the ball on top of the 18-yard box. And a lot of that is, right, this player here hasn't come in and tucked in. Now, I'm not a huge Real Madrid. Well, I used to watch Real Madrid, back in the day, obviously with the Galacticos, but I'm not sure what system they're currently playing, and I'm not sure whether or not this guy's probably not supposed to be tucked in. He's probably supposed to be out, because I guarantee you most of the time they have possession of the ball. But right now he needs to be tucked in, because you can see right here, they've been pulled over from Man City, passing the ball around, and the ball moves quicker than the player. This player should have been tucked in between these two here, so he could have made a decision to, go to him or go to Foden, and he's not. He's out there drifting. So when Foden receives the ball, Bosch comes in, Duff takes a touch. He makes a really good little look up as well, by the way, and just whaps it straight into the top corner. Quality finish. It's not my favourite goal as the next one coming up, but this is good. It's really good, but is helped just by how poor Real Madrid are. Let's just show you that space again. I mean, look at it. He's got a day and night. He could probably build a bungalow or two in there. He's got so much time. again, this is Champions League. They haven't moved the ball that fast, old Man City. It's woeful really from Real Madrid. They shouldn't be letting someone of his quality be free on top of the 18-yard box. But there we go. Let's get on to the next point. So here I'm going to show you a couple of little things, and the point of taking the ball down to the byline or taking it into the box and not cutting it across. Right, so let's just have a little look at what happens. Grealish is going to be the player that brings it down here, and I want you to focus on these lines here. Right, let's just move this forward. So just like the Foden goal, you can see that now they've moved all of the Real Madrid players back, and they haven't covered enough correctly. What do I mean by that? You can see, is this? It might be Vinny Jr. Someone hasn't come in and tracked all the way back and dealt with that player. Someone isn't doing their job here. Tony Kroos, who I blame for the goal, by the way, wait till I show you this, is just a little bit too deep, but so is all the midfielders. Can you see, because of this run, everyone's been pulled back just about another 2 yards. If he's 2 yards there and he's 2 yards there, you're probably going, okay, that's a decent shape, because both can close here, both can get here. It's not bad. But those extra 2 yards that he's run and pulled them back is opened up the space on top of the 18-yard box. So when the ball's played back here, he actually has a stinker of a first touch that sets him up for his shot. His first touch is awful, and his shot is just a hit and hope. He just smashes it. But I want to show you this. Like, obviously, the shot's great, goes in, but I want to show you the body shape of Kroos here and show you how bad. Here we go. He's leaned. He's completely and utterly away from the ball. Instead of running past the player to challenge for the ball, because he had the time, by the way. You can, if you don't, I'll try to see if I can show the clip a little bit better. He can run straight in, block this ball here. He just kind of half-asses and puts his foot there and goes, mate, you're never going to score from that. Oh, wait, yeah, you did. Yeah, let's see if I can rewind it a little bit and show you what I mean. Just a little bit more. This is probably better. Look, you can see his eyes on the ball. He's coming toward it. All he's got to do is put his foot and body in a tackle for it, and he doesn't. He leans his body to the wrong side, doesn't put his body in front of the ball, and the guy just smashes the ball straight into the goal. Yeah, it's just overall not good enough from him, really. Sometimes in football, people score goals, and that's what happens here. There's a great break on the one side, gets the ball, looks up to play it across. I think it's Vinny Jr. again, and then just smashed in on the volley. I think this is the best goal of the game, to be fair. With all the great defending and everything you're doing in the world, sometimes you just got to go, that's a good goal, and this is one of those good goals. Comes to him, smashes it into the net box. Quality strike. Yeah, great game. 3-3. We'll see who comes back. It's going to be City at the Etihad. But I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.